beautiful divine beings. Happy 2026. Happy New Year. Sorry that I haven't been on here for the past 2 weeks, but as you can tell from my voice, I got sick December 15th and it just kicked my butt. So we're back. We're doing cardio and consciousness again. And feel free to write your comments, questions, concerns down in the bottom down below when we go through this, because today is our New Year's mantra. So this is a mantra that I've decided for myself that I'm going to implement because I feel that it incorporates all of the possible principles we could ever incorporate into our lives to live a joyful, a gracious, fulfilling life and manifest everything we could possibly desire. And that mantra, with no further ado, is, in quotes, feel appreciation for what is and eagerness for what is coming. End quotes. Feel appreciation for what is and eagerness for what is coming. Now, that mantra is going to carry you through this whole year in a beautiful, beautiful state of mind, state of heart, state of being. What do we always talk about when we talk about law of attraction? Talk about vibration, talk about emotion, talk about thought. So, the first part of it, feel appreciation for what is. We're immediately changing our vibrational frequency, changing our emotional state, changing our mental state by looking for appreciation of what is currently happening. We've the last few live videos that we've done, we've talked a lot about Buddhism, Taoism. Feeling appreciation for what is the epitome of Taoism, of Buddhism. It is the acceptance of the moment. It is allowing this moment to be fully, in its wholeness, living your life right now, without needing it to be any other way for you to be happy. Feel appreciation for what is. Doesn't mean that it's exactly what you want, but it does mean that right now, you are choosing to immerse yourself in this beautiful human experience that you are going through, and you're taking the lessons from your curriculum of life. My heart rate's really high, it's already at 132. I need to calm it down. I can't be, getting that high. I'm not trying to get crazy over here. We're not trying to get crazy in the Whole Foods parking lot or in my garage on the bicycle. Feel appreciation for what is, right? Accept this moment fully for what it is. Good, bad, in between, it doesn't matter. This is the moment. You cannot get away from this moment. It's happening. So that's the first part of the process. That's the first part of the mantra. Feel appreciation for what is, and then feel eagerness, be eager for what is coming. That is a very important part of life that I think oftentimes we miss. Because if you're like me, if you're like any of my clients, sometimes we get lost in the missing tile syndrome. We start seeing all of these things, not all these things, really just one or two things that are going wrong, and everything else is going right in our lives. And we get stuck on it. And so, part of feeling appreciation for what is acknowledging both, I'm grateful for everything that I have going right for me. All those perfect placed tiles, I'm gonna find gratitude for. Thank you so much for my health. Thank you so much for my heart beating in perfect rhythm. Thank you so much for my lungs extracting oxygen. Thank you so much for my eyes and my ears to see and hear this. Thank you so much for the partner I wake up next to. Thank you for the car that I get to drive. Thank you for the gas that I get to have. Thank you for the money that's in my bank account. Thank you for and if you don't have a few of those things, You can still be grateful for the other things that you do have. Thank you so much that I can walk. Thank you so much that I can feel cold air in my garage. Thank you so much that I have electric light. I can turn on light. Thank you so much that I have running water, clean running water. Thank you so much. So finding gratefulness in the tiles that are present. And then if we see those missing tiles, we also say, thank you for showing me what it is that I want to focus my attention on and be eager for the fruition of, right? Thank you for showing me exactly what it is that I do want so that I can focus my attention there, placing it on what it is that I do want. If I don't have the health that I want, I can still find areas of my health that I feel grateful for. If I don't have the relationship I want, and I'm lonely, focusing on what it would feel like to have that relationship. I don't have the money, the house, the car, whatever. Saying thank you for showing me that I truly do want a house. I do want a car. I do want more financial abundance. So feeling appreciation for what is, and then moving into that second step. Feel appreciation for what it is, and eagerness for what is coming. That's our mantra. That's it. That's it. So the eagerness is playing the games that we often hear about in the law of attraction community, in the spiritual community. Writing, journaling, visualizing, doing all the things that you, going and putting yourself in the car, taking a test drive, going and just looking at a model home, all those things. But really what it is it's all of those processes are just ways for us to mentally place ourselves in the mental state of already having what it is that we want. Excuse me. And so the process, the game, becomes when I do notice that I don't have what it is that I want, I can still feel appreciation for it. I can practice feeling appreciation for it. If I'm sick right now, if you're going through a pretty serious illness, feeling appreciation for all the other areas of your body that are still working. Immersing yourself in the moment, in the experience, because this too will change. All things are temporary. So for 2026, if you want to maximize our manifestational power, if we want to maximize our joy, it begins with a mental process. And that process is repeating that mantra. I'm going to feel appreciation for what is, and I'm going to experience eagerness. I'm going to feel eagerness for what is coming. I'm going to experience the moment fully in its wholeness, not trying to change it, not trying to get away from it. And then I'm going to look for all of the signs from the universe that my life is going to be exactly where I want it to. Right? Recognizing how each of these stones is going to be placed until that home is built. Following each cobblestone step along the path until I reach my destination. Experiencing each cobblestone along the path. Being joyful, being eager. I'm going to give you an example. A friend of mine, when I hypnotized him in the quantum healing hypnosis session, he was looking for ways to, he didn't know where he wanted to go. Didn't know what he wanted to be, didn't know what his next steps were. And so all of a sudden, I said, okay, what are you experiencing? He said, I'm jumping from a pink cloud to another pink cloud. And I said, oh, that's fun. I said, what does it feel like jumping on that cloud? He said, oh, it's just so exciting. It's so joyful. I feel so bouncy and alive. I just feel like it's such a wonderful thing to just participate in. It's just jumping from cloud to cloud. I'm like, that sounds like such an awesome experience. I said, where are you going? And he's paused for a second. He said, I don't know. I just am really enjoying jumping from cloud to cloud. And so for a few minutes, he just jumped from cloud to cloud to cloud. And I let him, experience the fullness of that. And then we moved forward. When we came to the point where we spoke with his subconscious, his higher self said, we gave him that idea, that vision, that experience, because he needs to understand that his life is not about getting somewhere. It's about the joy in the experience along the way. He knows that he's going to show up to where he's supposed to be, but he's forgetting to enjoy the jump from cloud to cloud along the way. And it's a fun little analogy. We all know that. We hear it all the time. But when you experience it, and you have your higher self, your soul saying, I guess it's not so much about where I go. It's about how I feel getting there. So that's a fun little experience that your soul, my soul, our inner being, our collective oversoul, is trying to communicate to us. It's not about getting somewhere. It's about feeling appreciation for what I'm experiencing right now, and then feeling that eagerness for what is coming. There's another story in the book, The Way of the Peaceful Warrior by Dan Millman. And his teacher, Socrates, says, all right, I've got the most exciting thing to show you tomorrow. We're gonna go on this hike up this hill. I've got something so exciting to show you. And he's like, you're never gonna get it. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be the best thing you've ever experienced. So Dan goes to sleep. He's so excited. And he sleeps perfectly, and he wakes up, and he's just overjoyed. He's like, I'm so excited for what Socrates has to show me. So, sorry, I'm gonna slow down a little bit on the bike. My heart rate's climbing higher than I want it to, for some reason. It's because I'm still getting over being sick, that's why. My body's doing a wonderful job. My immune system doing a great job. But still taking care of business. Anyways, so Dan and Socrates, they start climbing up the mountain, and the whole time Dan is just bumping and grinding and jumping for joy. He's so excited. And so finally, after an hour or two, they get to the top, and Dan is so excited. He's like, all right, what is it? What do you have to show me? And Socrates looks down and he says, that rock right there. And Dan, after all of his excitement, all of his eagerness, his joy, he looks down and he sees this lame little rock. He says, this is what I got all excited for? This is what you wanted me to see? This simple rock? Excuse me. Socrates laughs, pokes fun at him. He says, you're gonna allow the destination, the end of the destination, right? The journey, the destination of the journey to reduce your joy when the whole time up here you felt this overwhelming excitement and joy and anticipation and eagerness. And Dan, being an 18-year-old or 19-year-old man, realized, I see what you're trying to say. Right? The journey up the mountain is the joy. The destination, it'll always come. There will always be new destinations. And then you'll have new joy, new desires. Destination, new desire. Destination, new desire. I gotta tell you something. I was so confused when Shauna and I got together because I was excited. I was overjoyed that I was with this person that just fit, that felt right in every way for me. But then I thought to myself, well, what the hell am I gonna do with the rest of my time? I had been visualizing and imagining and finding eagerness in this person that I was going to get to experience life with. I was so excited. And then we met, and then there was another year of friendship, of me chasing her around. And then she asked me out. Good for me. And I thought, now I'm with the person that I've been seeking. Now I'm at my destination. What do I do now with all of my time? And the answer was, enjoy the experience. Experience my relationship with her fully, right? Every moment with her is the gift. It wasn't ever about me just getting to be with her. It was the experiences with her that was going to be the richness of the moment that I was so desperately seeking. But you'll always have new desires. New desires form out of natural contrast of life, right? Things are always changing. You'll always have new desires. That's just the beauty of being human. It's part of the reason why we're here. And so, we just always return to our 2026 mantra, the year of the horse, or direction. We have to move forward into that direction or else we're gonna get trampled. Well, that's in a month or two. But feel appreciation for what is and eagerness for what is coming. You have this natural pulling power. You're always pulling energy in. You're co-creating with God, with Source, with that infinite presence. You're co-creating. You are the designer of the experience, and Source, the universe, is the working crew, right? That is going to align all paths, all pieces, so that everything can come together. The problem we have with manifesting, if you want to call it that, which it is we keep getting lost, not being present with our desire. So as we lose sight and we start focusing on those missing tiles, the universe says, "Your wish is my command. I will give you what you think about. I will give you what you speak about. I will respond to you, I will mirror to you who you are being." So if you are feeling appreciation for what is, automatically you're aligning with your Source, with your inner being, with the universe. You are aligning fully. And so there are no barriers to entry for the universe to bring you what it is that you are so eagerly desiring. There are no resistant points. You are open and free, allowing the universe to flow freely through you so that you can experience exactly what it is that you want. And along the way, you get to just keep finding more and more and more appreciation as part of your curriculum. When we taught, we did a video, a live video a few months ago about how to keep your heart open in hell. And it stemmed from a video that Ram Dass did in the 60s, 70s, where he says, part of our experience is acknowledging, right, that this too, this unwanted situation, is part of our soul's curriculum. And so when something unwanted is happening, something very unwanted is happening, I can look at that and say, yes, and this too, this is part of my curriculum. And not just that, because sometimes that can become a little impersonal, right? We can start looking at everybody's experiences and go, yes, and this too. I can also have the desire to alleviate maybe my own suffering or somebody else's suffering, right? That's the compassion that we talk about in Buddhism with the four immeasurables. Compassion is the second immeasurable in Buddhism. So having this desire to alleviate my suffering and the suffering of others, while also saying yes in this too, and that's, in Ram Dass's definition, true compassion. It's recognizing the dualistic nature, right? The suffering, non-suffering, the body, the spirit. But when, to quote Ram Dass again, the richness of the moment is recognizing the one, singular, that lies just behind the two. good and the bad, behind the good and the bad is the unified understanding, the self-realized individual, somebody who recognizes that these both are part of this singular experience, that beyond both this good and bad, white and black, happiness and fear, beyond that, when I step inward, is the soul that is eternal that can recognize these things. By saying, oh, this is just all part of the one experience. I have this desire to alleviate the suffering of others, but I also know that this is part of the experience. So going back to our mantra, feeling appreciation even in the midst of suffering, with an eagerness for what is coming, then we've pretty much mastered our lives. We've mastered the experience, right? Because we know, yes, this is part of my curriculum. I'm going to experience it because I don't want to reduce my learning. I don't want to reduce the pain, because the pain, just with the joy, is part of the experience. I am averting, I want to avert myself, right? And I'm experiencing suffering, but if I can take the time to say, yes, this is part of my experience, and I will find myself present with this experience, then you've embodied, you've integrated the lesson, you've taken the time to ask what it is, right? How you can learn from it, where you can go from here, and then finding that that eagerness for what is coming, looking, saying, oh, well, I know that because of this experience, my soul has expanded in direct relationship to what it is that I'm wanting, right? As I'm experiencing sickness, my body is in full well, or my soul is in full wellness. And so the journey is merely catching up to where my soul has expanded to. Playing the catch-up game to where my soul is. And if it's too difficult, and if I'm feeling terrible all the time, if I'm feeling poor all the time, if I'm feeling lonely all the time, bask in the moments when you feel better. Bask in the moments when you just let go, you surrender, and you find that you feel a little better, a little bit more hopeful. Bask in those moments. If you have an idea pop in your head where you can feel yourself more abundant, or with that person that you so eagerly want, bask in that. Try to immerse yourself in that experience too. That's part of the stepping stones of getting to where you want to be. Yeah. It's pretty much, we still have 6 minutes, but that's pretty much the gist of it. When you can do that, you're a fully self-realized individual. You're an enlightened master, and you can go forward living the perfect life, experiencing all the contrast in its fullness, finding appreciation in every experience, good and bad, recognizing that it's all part of your curriculum. But when you want to be a conscious co-creator with Source, with your inner being, with God, then you say, I'll be eager for what I'm going to experience as a result of this contrast. I'm going to take a sip of water because my throat is incredibly dry. If you have another mantra that you're going to incorporate in your life, it's 2026, I'd like to hear it. I'd like to see what you have to say down in the comment section. Excuse me. Because this is not the only mantra you can use. It's just a very, very nice one to help us understand how we can begin to look. Sorry, I gotta stand up and adjust. Stand up and adjust everything on this bicycle. Ooh, got a wedgie. Okay, back. Because this mantra is a very simple and easy one to help get us into the right mindset for being human. I actually stole it from Abraham Hicks on their guided meditations, Vortex guided meditations. But it's a great mantra. Feel appreciation for what is and eagerness for what is coming. Yes, you are supposed to feel appreciation for the suffering. It sounds counterintuitive, but because you are this master soul having a human experience, you are designed to have appreciation for every experience, whether you think you can or whether you think you can't. Either way, you are right, Henry Ford. No, you really can. And not only can, are supposed to. You're designed this way. It's just that suffering hurts. Unwanted experiences hurt. They do not feel good. But like we said with Ram Dass, the richness of the moment is the one that lies just beyond the two. When you get to that point of unified consciousness, if you want to say, self-realization, enlightenment, whatever, they're all the same thing, saying, I am going to allow myself to be here right now in the totality of what is happening, and I'm going to experience the eagerness for what is going to come forward, because everything is temporary. Everything changes. Everything is impermanent. When you are at that level, which you can be, and you will be with practice, when you are there, all of life becomes just a beautiful journey. You understand that your soul is here for so much, but really, truly, your soul is here for experience and for that co-creative capacity. Right? It's the experience that you are here for with the other human beings, with the other sentient beings, your animals, your pets, your fur babies, with nature. Right? How you see from your heart that you want to create in the world, how you want to make it a lighter place. Rumi said, be a lifeboat or a lamp or a lighthouse, but be the reason that you shine someone's way home. Or Buddha, it only takes one candle to light 1,000 others, and the light of that first candle will never go out. So it's this constant idea that you're not here just for you. You're here for all of being, all of creation, all of humanity, Gaia, Earth, for nature. You're here for all of it. And what resonates so deeply with your heart is why you are here. So that's it. In simple terms, that's it. That's why we're all here. Something popped in my head and I lost it. But the appreciation, immediately align with your soul, with your inner being. Feel the true gratitude. I just posted a video on my Instagram, on my story, from this, I think she's a neurobiologist. She was explaining how this data from the HeartMath Institute demonstrated that our DNA strands, as we're feeling true gratitude in our heart, the DNA unwinds and relaxes, which allows for greater genetic expression, right? And which we can assume means that the healing capacity enhances. Right? We're able to heal faster. We're able to create differently, right? Our body has a better capacity for understanding, for helping heal DNA and not damage the DNA any further. But when we feel fear, anger, the coils tighten up, which doesn't allow for greater genetic expression. So, from a biological standpoint, Gratitude is the healing capacity. Appreciation is the healing capacity for all areas of your life. Physical, relational, emotional, social, spiritual. I think I already said social. Financial. Gratitude is the magic key. So our mantra, we've hit our 30 minutes. I filled some space and you guys stayed with me. The mantra for 2026 is going to be feel appreciation for what is and eagerness for what is coming. Oh, Odin agrees, he barked in the house. And so, with that, we leave it. I hope you have a wonderful 2026. I look forward to your comments down in the comment section. Thank you for watching. I love you guys. Oh, Odin's really barking. You are safe, you are loved, you are protected, and you are worthy. That is the counsel, right? Sources promise through me to you guys. You are safe, you are loved, you are protected, and you are worthy. That's all there is to it. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Till our next video, be well, my friends, and I will see you soon.